This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 $1 million California Crown Stakes at Santa Anita Park, Saturday, September 28, 2024. This 9th race is for 3-year-olds and up, traveling 1 1/8 on the main track. Scheduled post time 7:43 p.m. Eastern, and this is a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Now we'll pull up the field, we'll look at their Today's Racing Digest final time rating patterns, and see if we can see any positive patterns emerging. Newgate making his first start since the Dubai World Cup in March for trainer Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert good with this type of layoff runner. Let's see how he does coming back from that long layoff. When he won the Santa Anita Handicap, he got a 140 final time rating. Prior to that, he got a 138 and a 146. He's going to have to run faster than that 140 to beat this field. Subsanador, he's a contender. In that Santa Anita Handicap, he set the pace, and he got a 140 final time rating when Newgate just ran him down. Then after that, he got a 126. That was disappointing. He shipped to Monmouth Park and got a 146 final time rating last time, and he looked good visually. So Subsanador for trainer Richard Mandela could be a contender in here stalking the pace. National Treasure could be the one to catch. Bob Baffert, Flavien Prat. This one, he's classy. He's won the Preakness Stakes. He won the Pegasus World Cup, Grade 1, Met Mile. For him, last time out in the Whitney in the mud, he didn't run well, only getting a 120 final time rating. He didn't get to run his typical early race. Maybe the mud did him in. He also ran in the mud in the Travers Stakes at Saratoga last year. Didn't run well there either. But his number prior to that in the Met Mile, 155, and then before that he got a 149. So those numbers certainly make him a contender, and he's probably the one to catch. Katonah for trainer Doug O'Neill. This one, he stepped up into Grade 1 company last time out in the Pacific Classic, and he only got a 122 final time rating. His numbers before that were good, 146 and 152. But looking at that class, that Grade 1 level, he only ran that 122. So I'm suspect of his chances here. I don't know that he can run back to that. Muth for trainer Bob Baffert, improving 3-year-old, and I like this steady pattern. He got a 141 when he returned from a layoff last time from March to September, and he won the Shared Belief Stakes. That was a good effort, getting a 141. Prior to that, he got a 140 final time rating in the Arkansas Derby when he won that one, and then before that, the Grade 2 San Vicente, he got a 138. Look at that nice, steady, slow, improving pattern for a 3-year-old, 138, 140, 141. He can continue to move forward. Senor Buscador, he's a late runner, so he's at the mercy of the pace, and I don't think there's a ton of pace in this race. He's got some numbers. He got a 137 last time. That was his first start coming back up from Dubai, and that was at 7 furlongs, too short for him. But last year, he got a 147 actually earlier this year when he ran in the Pegasus World Cup, and then last year he got a 143 late last year at Aqueduct at 1 mile. So he's one nice late kick. He can be getting involved in the stretch, but it's really all dependent on how the pace plays out. Indispensable rounds out the field. Another 3-year-old, John Sadler, Hector Barrios. He ran against Muth last time. He got a 135 final time rating. Prior to that, a 125 and a 114. So this horse is definitely an improving 3-year-old. But Muth was coming off a layoff last time, and he beat him handily, and I would expect that Muth is going to move forward. And even if this horse moves forward, he's probably going to come up short against this field. Now, some horses that have the class to win this. Newgate, he's a Grade 1 winner. I mentioned that. He won the Santa Anita Handicap at Santa Anita, and he's run 5 starts at Santa Anita, 5 races with 2 wins in 3 seconds. So he's one that'll save ground, stalking the pace. I just wish he had a prep race for this. Subsanador, I can see him doing something. Now, I think that there are 3 likely scenarios here where we're going to see the final outcome. The first one is that National Treasure just goes out to the lead and wires the field. That's one of the most likely scenarios. The second one is that National Treasure does make the lead, but his stablemate Muth stays close to him, and he wears him down late, and he wins. The third scenario is probably Subsanador, number 2, stalking the pace, making a quick move like he did at Monmouth last time in the Grade 3 Island, and running down the top 2 at a bit of a price. So that's probably the third most likely scenario, but I can see Subsanador being competitive in this spot. National Treasure, one to catch, definitely has a lot of class. He won the Grade 1 Preakness Stakes. He stole that one on the front end. Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last year. He set a fast pace, just got nabbed on the wire by Cody's Wish, losing by a nose. Then he won the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup this year. He shipped to Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Cup. He was 4th. And then in the Met Mile, he dominated that one, and then he caught the mud in the Whitney. Doesn't really like a wet track. He's run on wet tracks 3 times, and he didn't hit the board in any of them. One of those races was the Whitney. Another one was the Awesome again last year at Santa Anita. And then the other one was the Travers Stakes. So he doesn't seem to like a wet track. Look for Flavien Prat to put him on the lead in here and play catch me if you can. Katonah, I think that stepping up in a grade 1 was his undoing last time, and now he's back in a grade 1 here. I think he's just a bit up against it. He did run well off of a layoff in the grade 2 San Diego. That was at Del Mar in July. Muth, that improving 3-year-old, 7 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds. He's 3 for 4 with a runner-up finish at Santa Anita, and then he's 1 for 1 at this distance. And Juan Hernandez is going to stick with him. He has good tactical speed. I think he's going to be sitting in second, and he's going to hope that he can go past National Treasure in the stretch. He's still up for the 3-year-old title. He's 3 for 3 this year with that grade 2 San Vicente win, grade 1 Arkansas Derby win, and then he won the Shared Belief. So if he would win this race against older horses, that would give him 2 grade 1 wins this year. That would match Fierceness's 2 grade 1 wins, and if they meet in the Breeders' Cup Classic, maybe if Muth would win that one, you would maybe have to give him that 3-year-old title. Maybe Horse of the Year. We'll have to see how all that stuff ends up playing out. But for Muth, looks like a solid contender in here. He should move forward second after a layoff. He's been working well for this. Senor Buscador, as I said, at the mercy of the pace. He's 7 for 20. He's banked a lot of money in his career, and he's one that certainly could win a race like this if the pace was in his favor. He won the grade 1 $20 million Saudi Cup. That was a mile and an eighth around 1 turn. And then in the Dubai World Cup, he was 3rd. He was beaten 8 lengths, and then he was beaten in the Pat O'Brien by more than 6 lengths. So in his last 2 starts, he's been beaten more than 15 lengths. So he's not on top of his game right now. But when he is on his game, like he was in the Saudi Cup, the Pegasus World Cup, when he missed by a neck to National Treasure, he can run those kind of races. He's a threat in the stretch, but it all depends on the race flow. Indispensable, I said he's probably a bit up against it. He's 1 for 10, eligible for an entry-level allowance race with 3 seconds and 4/3. I don't think he's going to end up hitting the board in this race. So looking at this one, as I said, there's 3 scenarios. I think either National Treasure wires the field, I think Moose stalks from second and catches him, or I think Subsanador sits behind them, makes a big quick move like he did last time, and he wins it. So it's between those 3, I think. And I'm going to go with number 5, Muth, as my top choice. And he likes Santa Anita. That could be the difference between him and National Treasure. Muth, 4 starts, 3 wins and a second at Santa Anita. And then you have National Treasure with 5 starts at Santa Anita with no wins, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. And then also National Treasure has 5 starts at a mile and an eighth with 1 win, no seconds, and no 3rds. So I think overall, if Muth, as an improving 3-year-old, if he can move forward and earn a career top in here, which I think is definitely possible, I said look at that Today's Racing Digest final time rating. Just slow, steady improvement. That last race he needed, he probably wasn't fully cranked. I expect him to be ready to run a huge race here. Muth sitting in second, tracking his stablemate National Treasure, and running on by and getting the job done. And Muth will be my top choice in the Grade 1 California Crown at Santa Anita. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And go over to todaysracingdigest.com in their news section. You can read my handicapping article for this race with wagering strategies over at todaysracingdigest.com. So that will wrap up this video, and I'll be back and going to be doing a bunch of these Breeders' Cup videos. I have a bunch of Breeders' Cup videos this week. I did some Breeders' Cup preps at Aqueduct, 4 videos there. Santa Anita, I got 4 videos. Some of them are short videos. Some of them are these long form videos. Next week, Keeneland opens. I'm going to have Keeneland videos, Breeders' Cup preps. I got my Santa Anita full cards going now. The Santa Anita full cards over at the runawayrhorse.com on my sales page. You can purchase those, and also at todaysracingdigest.com. If you want a bonus free pick each day, at the runawayrhorse.com, at the top of my homepage, you'll see a Better Bets blog tab. Click there. Will take you over to my daily free pick page at the runawayrhorse.com. And that'll wrap up this video. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.